YouTube! Welcome on back to another video. My name is Jackal, and today we're going to be taking a look at kind of continuing down the path of stadiums. We just recently looked at all of the World Cup stadiums that are going to be played in North America, because I can't say just America because it also includes Mexico and Canada, and unfortunately there are not going to be any stadiums in the state where I live, which is Michigan. And since I know a couple of my subscribers are from other parts of the world, I think it would be kind of cool to show off a couple of the stadiums that are close to where I'm at. And I found an excellent video from the wide world of stadiums that shows off all of the stadiums in my state in a little more in-depth detail than I could probably be able to provide you. With that being said, I want to try to learn something new about my stadiums near me. Let me shut up. Let's get on into it. In 3, 2, 1.
Detroit is known for its automotive industry, its abandoned buildings, and its rectangular pizzas. But that's not all they've got going on.
Deep dish, baby.
Let's check out the stadiums and arenas of Detroit, Michigan.
Let's do it. LCA.
Starting off with Little Caesars Arena,
Opened in 2017.
which is named after a pizza company. Whilst it does kind of look like a pizza box from above, because of the Little Caesars logo, that is where the similarities end.
Pretty much.
Few, if any, pizza boxes utilize this much brick and glass throughout their construction.
I would hope
At least not where I'm from. It is actually a very distinctive design.
I love the
arena
interior.
is attached to some surrounding buildings, and there's a plastic roof sheltering the concourse in between them. There are lots of shops and some restaurants. So it kind of reminds me of those Shoten guys in Japan.
Oh, that's
Detroit
actually
really
very
is
true.
the Japan of Michigan. I've always said that. The actual interior certainly doesn't let this place down. It has a steep multi-tiered seating bowl, a huge center-hung video
very
cube.
steep. It's very
that
steep.
seems to be about the same size as the court itself.
It's almost like 50-degree
and
angles
some
steep.
interesting lights up there on the
steep.
ceiling that remind me a little of the scene in 2001: A Space Odyssey. Very interesting indeed.
Very true.
As
very
you can see, it can be lit up in all different colors. I think they've got the Malaysian flag up there in this shot.
Yep, that's it. Malaysia. You got it.
Nearby is
Tigers!
Comerica Park.
See, that's the fun thing about Detroit, is that all the
This is
stadiums are
another
so
example
close
of a
to each
Major League
other.
ballpark going to town when it comes to the theming. It's home to the Detroit Tigers, and there are so many tigers throughout the ballpark. These tigers'
That's
eyes
Tiger
light
Woods.
up
What
after
the
a
fuck?
tiger's home run. And you'll also hear a tiger's growl. Another unique feature here is the keyhole.
Penguins! The penguin
A dirt
billboard!
strip
I
that runs
love
from
the
the
penguin
pitcher's
billboard.
mound to home plate. Chase Field in Phoenix did have one until they changed to an artificial turf field, but now this is the only MLB ballpark to have one. Not that it really matters, I mean it's just a strip of dirt. What else can I point out? There is a fountain in the outfield which is not quite Kansas City level,
Nope.
but I guess they gotta have somewhere for all those tigers to drink.
Yeah,
What it does
that's
have
actually
over
a
the
big
Royals
kid
ballpark
drink.
is the spectacular view of the city
I
skyline.
love the view.
You can't even see
the view's
Detroit from
perfect.
Kauffman Stadium. Not even from the nosebleeds. But yeah, this is
He's
a
got
great
jokes.
all-round ballpark.
He's got jokes, everybody.
The only reason I'd suggest you don't visit is if you have a phobia of man-made tigers. Which is, as far as I'm aware, a pretty rare phobia. I thought I'd give a quick shout out to Corner Ballpark, which does have a tiny capacity, but is noteworthy due to the fact that it's situated on the side of the Tigers' former stadium,
Yeah.
known as Tiger Stadium.
Yep. I was never able to go to that one. My parents went to that one.
Just across the street from Comerica Park is Ford Field.
Lions,
Ford is
baby.
a Detroit company, as you probably know. It's a big part of the city's history and current-day economy. You could say that the city couldn't afford to lose it. That's definitely been a newspaper headline at some point. One of the stadium's best features, in my view, is the fact that it has incorporated part of a pre-existing red brick building into it. The Hudson's Warehouse houses the stadium's premium seating, whilst also giving the stadium a genuine industrial look, befitting of the Motor City.
It's a very
This
unique
is one of
look
just a
that
handful
not a lot
of
of other
fully enclosed
stadiums have.
NFL stadiums with a fixed roof, meaning that the Lions never play a home game under the sun or the moon.
Nope.
Having said that, there is still plenty of natural light that flows through during day
Nope.
games.
That's a cool.
And
That is a
also, I
cold
doubt
picture,
there
by
are
the way.
many days when the spectators were wishing they were outdoors in the Michigan weather. Even the Tigers next door have to sometimes play in freezing conditions. And they
Very
don't even
cold.
play in winter.
Very cold.
Callahan Hall.
Oh,
With
we're
a
going to take a
simple
look at some
stone
other
block
teams.
exterior,
Oh.
this venue might seem very basic compared to Little Caesars Arena. And it is. But there is one aspect where it's better. The name. It's
Yeah,
named
it's not
after a
fun.
former coach of the team
Not
rather
after
than
a
a pizza chain.
company.
Although
This
I bet
is,
there is a
women's
Callahan's
basketball.
pizza out there. Yep, there it is. Callahan's traditional Irish pizza. Callahan's. Pizza made the Galway. I
What
guess
the
they
fuck?
just use soda bread
I
for
like
the
the
base.
jokes. All right,
Back in
Mr.
the
Joke
day, this
Man.
was actually an elite venue. It even hosted Pistons games for 4 or 5 years. The Detroit Mercy Titans, a college team, have been here since it opened, though. You certainly wouldn't
college
call it
women's
elite
basketball.
anymore. It hasn't exactly been kept up to date.
No,
In
no,
particular,
not at all.
that video board. But I think there's still a place for these old school basketball arenas.
Boy,
Tom
Wayne
Adams
State.
Field. Surprisingly, this is the largest
College
college football
football.
stadium in the Detroit area. The largest of Michigan's universities are in much smaller cities to the west of Detroit.
Yep.
Ann Arbor, Lansing, Kalamazoo.
Yep.
Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo.
It's always fun to say that.
Is it?
Whilst the
Kalamazoo.
stadiums are much bigger and
Kalamazoo.
better, there is one thing this
Yeah, Wayne
place has
State's
over it,
sad.
and that is once again the backdrop. Those sitting in the main stands, the only permanent stand, get a rather nice view of the city skyline.
Mm-hmm.
And the field, more importantly.
I've visited Wayne
Once
State a couple
again, you
times
can't
before.
even see
I haven't
Detroit
ever
from
played
any
on it.
seat at the big house, so,
No,
you know,
but
which is
well,
better.
well,
really.
well.
Also, this one has a rainbow above the main stand. I believe this is only a temporary addition. It's brought out on special occasions.
Yeah, it's only when the teams are feeling fabulous.
Wayne State Fieldhouse. This is the newly built home of Wayne State's basketball team, but also the
Yeah,
Pistons
Wayne State's on
C-League
the up and up.
affiliate,
Wayne
Motor
State
City
is a
Cruise.
Division II school.
The construction was a joint venture between the two, but it is wholly owned by the university. It is, after all, situated on campus. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's flashy. From outside, it basically just looks like a warehouse or something,
Yeah,
as
true.
you saw. And
Oh, I
there's not much
like
in
the
way of
Michigan
luxury
on the
Having
floor.
said that, it does have all
I
the
know,
basic amenities
I know
sorted.
fucking nothing about basketball.
Decent video boards,
Playing Fair State.
American flag. It's
Yep.
got it all. Oh, it was the American flag, not the Malaysian flag.
Ah, you big silly.
Huntington Place is not really a sports venue, it's just a convention center. But it's known for hosting the world-renowned Detroit Auto Show, which you've probably heard of. So I thought it was worth a mention.
And also an
Oh,
anime
and as
convention.
you can see, it does sometimes host certain
Yumacon.
sports.
Highlight the anime. Oh,
And why not show some RESPECT
the
to the
Aretha Franklin, Amphitheater.
A concert
I've
venue
I don't
which
think
is
I've
even
ever
closer
been
to the
to
banks
this.
of the Detroit River. In fact, the river forms
That's
the
cool
backdrop
though.
to the stage.
That's very cool. I've
which
never been.
is
I didn't even know
kinda
that this was.
cool.
See, look at I learned
As
something
long
new.
as there are no corpses
That's
floating
awesome.
downstream.
Oh,
That would just ruin the vibe a little bit.
yeah, a
I
little
thought I
bit.
might as well include Windsor, a small city that is just
It's
across the river. in
Literally
Canada.
right across the river. What the fuck?
Nice.
What the fuck?
Windsor Arena is sadly no longer used for hockey. In fact, it's no longer used for any sport. You may have noticed in the title
Yeah, if
card
it's
that the main
100
tenant
years
of this
old.
arena at the moment is salt. Yeah, the city uses it as a salt storage facility. You know, so they can salt the roads to stop ice from forming. Which is a
Helpful.
little bit
Very
ironic
handy.
given its past.
Very handy.
See, you know we're in Canada because they spelt Centre correctly. I mean, centre. St. Denis Athletic Centre.
Is this
It is
a
home to the Windsor
college?
Lancers, who are a college team, or
College.
a university team, I should say.
Okay.
As you might expect from a university in Windsor, Canada, it's not anything flashy.
No, not at
It's
all.
just a typical low-key college, university basketball arena, with retractable seating making up the majority
I don't
of
think the girl in the
capacity.
queen is. I'll block it. I get it.
Alumni Field.
You just.
Okay,
huh?
this place is absolutely tiny and insignificant.
Oh, this is probably the
It's even
football
below the
field.
capacity cutoff. but I felt obliged to mention it as it's the largest outdoor stadium in the city of Windsor. Most of the people in this small city clearly prefer to partake in indoor sports, provided that their local arena isn't full of salt.
That too.
It's a decent little stadium though. I like that the running track is in school colours and not same old burgundy. And to be fair, the capacity can be expanded.
I've never been to Windsor. I think I've been to Windsor once. I think I've been to Windsor once, so I'm never gonna see any of these like
WFC Youth Centre.
Any of these cities
or stadiums.
It's probably the most
impressive of Windsor's sports venues. You can see in these pics that it's hosting basketball, but of course it hosts ice hockey as well. In fact, it is actually stipulated in Canadian law that every building in the country larger than 300 square meters
is able to host a hockey game.
I believe that was one of Trudeau's. Pierre, not Justin. You can really see how the
how much more we got
for hockey first and foremost in this
we don't have much left
there isn't any
Detroit.
Retractable seating, just floor seating around the court. It does the job for both sports though. And that's actually a pretty big octagonal video board for the size of the arena.
True.
And those were the stadiums of
Hey,
Detroit.
There we go. I've spent a lot of time writing this little strip on the video because that's where the anime convention that me and my partner go to a lot. As you can tell, with all the various anime stuff behind me, a bit of an anime dork, but we'll save that for another time. That is gonna do it for today's episode. So hopefully you enjoyed kind of taking a look at the stadiums that are around me a little bit more. I would have hoped stadiums that would have been able to host World Cup games because it would have been a lot easier for me to go to. Regardless, that is going to do it for today's episode. So if you liked the reaction today, make sure you smash that like button. Comment down below any more reactions you want to see from me. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel. It is free for you, and it would help out a small YouTuber such as myself because we are on the road to 2,500 subscribers. And with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Love you. Bye.